Hello my dear students, welcome back to Surgically Speaking. I am Dr. Nithyaraj. In today's video, I am going to show you examination of yet another important short case in your surgery, clinicals and surgery Viva. It's a case of submandibular salivary gland swelling. In my video, I am going to show you a real-time clipping of a patient who has a swelling in the submandibular region. I'm going to show you the salient points that you should look for and describe in your inspection and in your palpation. I have also described the correct technique. I have also demonstrated the correct technique of doing a bimanual or a bidigital palpation, which is very important when you examine a submandibular salivary gland swelling. Please watch the video till the end. And at the end of the video, I strongly recommend that you revise the triangles of the neck, the differential diagnosis of submandibular salivary gland region swellings, and the classification of salivary gland swellings. If you do this, I'm sure you'll be very confident to face your clinical viva, clinical practicals, and this knowledge is also going to be very useful to answer your theory exams. So without much delay, let us get into the video. And if you have any query, if you have any doubts, please post your queries in the comment section. I'll be too pleased to answer all of them for you. Happy learning. Thank you for watching.
This patient has come to us with a swelling in the lateral part of the neck. This is the swelling. I hope you are able to see it in the video. This is the swelling, right? The history is this swelling has been there for 1 year. It's a painless swelling which is slowly increasing in size. Now, on examination, you see it is located in the submandibular triangle. This is the lower border of the mandible. And this is the mastoid, and this is the submandibular triangle, otherwise called the digastric triangle. Okay, so digastric, you all will know, has got two bellies, anterior belly and posterior belly. In between you have the digastric tendon. So this swelling is exactly lying in the submandibular triangle, otherwise called the digastric triangle. The margins are well defined. On inspection, I'm telling margins are well defined. The surface is smooth. There are no scars or no sinuses. No engorged veins. These are the inspection findings. And this is the ear lobule, if you want to see. On palpation, I'm palpating the swelling now. It is a well-defined swelling. The margins are well-defined. The surface is smooth, and the size is about 3 cross 2 centimeters, 3 cross 2.5 centimeters. That is the size of the swelling. Firm in consistency. It's non-tender. And I am able to move the swelling very nicely, which means that it is not attached to the deeper structures. Now the differential diagnosis will be, the first commonest swelling in this region will be a lymph node swelling, and the other commonest swelling is a swelling arising from the submandibular gland. And for a submandibular gland swelling, we have a lot of differential diagnosis. One is sialoidinitis, another is a adenoma or a pleomorphic adenoma of the submandibular salivary gland. The history, you should ask whether there is any change in size during chewing and mastication, which will rule out a submandibular duct calculi or a stricture in the submandibular duct. The next thing you should do is a bidigital palpation, where the one finger is put inside. See, the submandibular gland has got a superficial lobe and a deep lobe. You know, it's a large superficial lobe and a smaller deep lobe. And it hooks around the posterior border of the mylohyoid line, mylohyoid muscle. It's a J-shaped gland. More of it is superficial and a small part is hooking around the posterior border of the mylohyoid and going to lie under the surface of the mylohyoid, deeper surface of the mylohyoid. From there you have the duct that is coming and it is going and draining into the floor of the mouth. So you do a bidigital palpation. Now one finger is going into the oral cavity on the floor of the mouth, and this is how he is doing a bidigital palpation. Now if the gland is enlarged, then the gland will be bidigitally palpable. Is it palpable? Yes. Take it out. Thank you. Now if it is a node, then it is going to lie only in the superficial part, just above the level of the mylohyoid. It will not be bidigitally palpable. That is one way how you differentiate between a node and a gland. So that is inspection and palpation. Now next we are going to proceed with the excision of this gland.